Shannon Sharpe has to downgrade again, okay? So after losing his potential $100 million podcast deal over a 19-year-old white woman that came out to sue him alleging that he took her without her permission and she could not fight back. She said it was not BDSM. I told him he was supposed to wear a condom. He did not do it.
He called black women gold diggers. He told his own children, that he should be the last option that they are able to call whenever they need help. He didn't even want to pay for his own, I believe it was his daughter's wedding. He was a willing participant. He was a willing participant in every single thing that he did, and I don't feel sorry for him. The universe sent him signs. Katt Williams tried to warn him. He said it takes 2 weekends. Monique tried to warn him that him now, at the age of 57, and now he has lost his entire football career, basically because him and that girl had to settle for $23 million. His whole football career, he only made 22. So she got his entire Hall of Fame football career within, plus $1 million, within just a few short months.
I'm calling out Tyler Perry Studios. I'm calling out Mark Swinton. I'm calling out Jeannie Harrison. I'm calling out Michael Robbins. I'm calling out Tyler.
Shannon Sharpe really should have listened when Katt Williams and Monique warned him about messing with them snow bunnies. Cause now he's down bad. First, he dropped $50 million just to make that settlement with his 21-year-old Instagram model girlfriend disappear. And right after that, boom, ESPN showed him the door and took another $100 million opportunity with it.
I want to be a daddy. I want like some hardcore BDSM action though. And then she says, I want you to tie me up like this. Is me daddy. And you can see when these text messages were released, you can see it says like from Gabby to owner. So it's painting a picture that their relationship was giving that, you know, there was role play and everything that were happening. Now,
it was a very unfortunate situation.
It's
horrible situation.
But let me ask you.
Shannon Sharpe and his lawyer have handled this whole situation terribly. First of all, if you're Shannon Sharpe, you shouldn't be saying anything.
No, he shouldn't.
Busby and this young woman got audio, video, and text messages. If you know all of those things are out there, you should shut the F up and continue to allow your lawyer to do his job. And your lawyer said out of his own mouth that you was close to a $10 million settlement with that girl. That right there is all the more reason to shut the F up. I'm not here to speak to Shannon's guilt or innocence because I don't know, but I do know attempting to settle looks like an admission of guilt because I'm not settling.
Yeah, or you're just scared.
Yeah.
Honestly, you just probably scared.
I'm with you, Charlamagne. I feel like he's being advised wrong, right? And you know, when people go through this, they go to an attorney because the attorney usually knows what's best for them. They usually know what to do. And in this situation, like any attorney would say, shut the F up and let's deal with it in court. Let's deal with facts because you can't change public opinion unless it's in court with facts. Now, but one thing I would say, if somebody said this, but I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and you put it in my beep and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. If that didn't happen, I'm going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? Nah, we agreed on this. I'm not going to be like, I'll call you later because I'm feeling like this is a setup right here.
Absolutely.
As soon as you text me this, I'm going to feel a little, and nobody's just going to respond, I'll call you later. You're going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? We both agreed to this. You know, like, this is part of the game. Like, nobody's going to respond with that, which scares me. But like Charlamagne said, shut the F up. Let the facts play out in court because right now, all this talking is doing too much.
Audio.
And it's making it worse.
Even audio. And she was like, you're manipulating me. Like, even that would have been like, oh, no. Okay, I see what this is. You know what I'm saying? Like they were role playing.
But wouldn't you have changed that right from the door? Like, what are you talking about? Like, no. Like, let's not play this game. Were you taping me? Because last night we was good with this. Like, my opinion.
And get this, Tyler Perry ain't too far behind either. Word is he's coughing up over $200 million to settle with someone accusing him of the same type of scandal.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
See, this industry has a funny way of teaching the same lesson over and over. Reckless bedroom games can cost way more than folks ever expect. And the wild part? These celebs still keep falling for it like it's brand new. Katt Williams literally sat across from Shannon not even a year ago, calling out stars for selling out and crashing their own careers.
Oh, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did with the shit you did to me.
Okay, well...
And now look, Shannon's walking the same path right behind Tyler's messy trail. Now, if you remember, Shannon's whole world started crumbling a few months back when his much younger fling, 21-year-old Gabriela Zuniga, hit him with a massive $50 million lawsuit. She says their wild situationship was filled with long BDSM sessions, but claims Shannon crossed the line and used it as an excuse to go too far.
You know, a lot of people were angry at Shannon Sharpe after his Katt Williams 2024 God Ain't Playing With Y'all interview. A lot of people were angry with him. Matter of fact, there's a lot more people who reached out to him after Katt, who he turned away because he couldn't take the heat. Is everyone forgetting that? And Katt warned him, they're gonna come for you. Monique came after that, told him, they about to get you. You better watch who you kicking it with. She told him the kindest, most polite way possible. And then all of a sudden, he's accidentally going on Instagram, setting up whole corn lives. Humiliation ritual. Down to the floor. But why is nobody paying attention to? They're talking about money. 10 million offered to be quiet. She asked for 25,000 for the SCX. He wants 100 million for defamation and whoopty-whoopty-woo and all of this. Why is nobody talking about the simple fact that this is a man that's pushing 60 who's messing with a girl that's barely old enough to drink?
Yeah.
Let's stay there.
Let's stay there.
Because everybody skipped over that. You messing with this girl who's a child. This man has children older than this girl. Am I lying?
No, you're not lying.
Yeah, his daughters are 32, son is 30.
And he keeps getting online. And somebody want to apologize to my family. No, you don't. Because you would stop. You got busted out. You did whatever you did on Instagram. And is everyone forgetting that he was just recently tied to the whole bride and with Casanat and Skip Bayless? Is everybody forgetting that just happened just a couple months ago? You're negotiating $150 million big deal for your podcast outlets and all of that, which, by the way, was all set up for you by the NFL. Oh, I'm sorry. Who did Sean Carter work for?
The puzzle is puzzling.
No, last time I checked, Mr. Carter works for the NFL. And he was the one that got real smart Black Americans who were boycotting the NFL to stop giving the NFL their money. He was able to make all of that happen. I think we're past bending a knee. And then all of a sudden, Black people giving their money back to the NFL again? Those blackouts were for real, and it was costing the NFL millions. What else I also find funny? That he did that interview with the baby person who sat there and told him about when he met Beyonce. Y'all remember that? That happened on Shay Shack. And he talked about how he was at the Diddy party at Diddy's house. And how after, the festivities were winding down and it was getting later into the middle of the night, approaching 3 a.m., Diddy got rid of almost everybody, but he let the baby stay behind with him and his close friends. And then he talked about how Beyonce was there and Jay-Z was there. Not at their house, at Diddy's house. And how Beyonce presented herself to him, and she didn't have to do that because he knew who she was and he couldn't believe she was talking to him. But she approached him, kind of like how she approached that old friend of his when he said that he was at the party and the little people was there and she asked him, "Isn't this sexy?"
Let's not ignore the age gap either. Dude's almost 60 and she was just 19 when it all started. That alone already had folks raising eyebrows. But it gets darker. Gabriella says he didn't just get aggressive in the bedroom. She says he physically hurt her and once even threatened her life just because she was sharing her live location with her family.
It started, obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week. And really the only thing that I really ask is like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted it to be about him and I wanted it to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so, as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, "Bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless."
So check this. Things got even wilder between Shannon and Gabriella. She tried to break up with him after catching wind that he was cheating. But instead of letting her walk, he allegedly went full Diddy mode and violated her multiple times. Not just the usual way, but in ways she never agreed to. And one of those assaults, she says it happened as recently as this past January.
Speaking to my brother about making a declaration of my experience. What I experienced with certain powers that be that were moving inappropriately. This person was second me for years. He was claiming, that he had multiple young black men on the payroll and they just had to show up when he requested them to be there. Not just women that have to deal with it, but it's also men sometimes. And it'll be men tempting men. I was like, well, I gotta protect me because I'm saying no, and I don't want this person, as powerful as they are, to try to get in the way of my work. So I started recording. So I have them offering me money to take my clothes off. I have recordings when I wasn't working with them or for them. I have recordings of them confessing that, the other guys that they have on the payroll, all of the above.
Now Shannon's camp came out swinging, claiming everything that went down was fully consensual. He even flipped the script and accused Gabriella of trying to extort him, asking for $25,000 per cheek before the lawsuit even dropped. Like, bruh, you really could have paid that and kept it moving. But nope, now he's stuck in a mess with no clean way out. Shannon also claims she secretly recorded their BDSM sessions and edited the footage to make it look like something it wasn't. Then to top it off, he posted texts where Gabriella was asking him to choke her and even begging for a baby, straight up saying she wanted a black baby. Wild receipts all over the place.
I'm not about to hide anything with you guys. I'm not. And I'm not about to sit here and be afraid and be silenced by people knowing they did me wrong. I'm calling out Tyler Perry Studios. I'm calling out Mark Swinton. I'm calling out Jeannie Harrison. I'm calling out Michael Robbins. I'm calling out Tyler Perry. And I'm calling out Mark Temple. and I'm calling out Chris Giovanni. I want you guys to know what you guys did to me was very unlawful. And me being a retired vet, U.S. Army vet, going through post-traumatic stress disorder, going through mood, depressions, everything that I've claimed in my testimony. You all covered it up. You all covered up a felony crime of what Mark Swin has done to me. I've asked for help from the California State Bar to complain to Jeannie Harrison because she didn't tell me my California rights as a U.S. Army veteran and a California LA resident. I'm sitting here looking on the news that this kid named Derek Dixon is getting unlimited jurisdiction quid pro as an LA resident, right? His incident happened in 2020 in Georgia in an employment place. He said he had a second, and he was by Tyler Perry in Georgia as an employment place, but he's an LA resident. All right, y'all tracking what I'm saying?
And guess who Gabriella brought on as her lawyer? Tony Busby. Yeah, the same dude who once tried to go after Jay-Z. Shannon tried to throw shade by bringing up how Tony failed in that case, but that move totally backfired. Tony clapped back hard, saying Shannon offered Gabriella a fat $10 million to quietly settle, but she refused. She wanted justice, not hush money. Tony said, Sharpe offered Jane Doe $10 million to settle her case. She rejected it. I'm proud to be her lawyer. Tony Busby didn't stop at just words. He dropped receipts and audio. He released a voice recording between Gabriella and Shannon, plus a gut-wrenching message she sent him the day after the alleged assault. That message read, I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and not put it in my AA, and you didn't. Listen, I don't care what our history is. No means no, Shannon. That line right there, chilling. Now let's be real. Hardly anyone felt bad for Shannon. First of all, a man his age had no business getting caught up with a 20-year-old like that. Second, he had Katt Williams practically preaching in his face, warning him on national airwaves about this exact type of setup. And what did he do? He ignored it and went diving headfirst into disaster. Even Jaguar Wright came through and dragged Shannon to the floor. She called him out, saying he walked right into this mess and even hinted he was getting involved in shady deals behind closed doors with industry execs. That's a whole different level of grime. Now here's the part that says it all. Shannon settled that lawsuit with Gabriella. And you know what that usually means. Something in those claims hit too close to the truth. Did he pay the full $50 million? That's still a mystery. But whatever amount he dropped into her account, it was enough to make her walk away without another word. But the streets are whispering that Christian Keys never filed a lawsuit because he already got paid off. Yep, hush money might have sealed his lips. And just when you thought this whole thing couldn't get messier, another actor from the Oval came forward. This time not just exposing Tyler Perry, but also dragging Mark Swinton, the VP of Tyler Perry Studios. The claim? Sexual misconduct and allegedly paying off feds to sweep it under the rug. So yeah, it's looking real bad for both Shannon and Tyler. And here's the kicker. Insiders say more lawsuits are still on the way. It's not over, not even close. If they had taken Katt Williams seriously the first time, maybe they wouldn't be facing this public downfall right now. One person online said, they love them white women, and most of them just want one thing, money. That little girl played him. She had a plan from day one. Another user added, what is happening? There's new drama every week. Never seen so many celebs get exposed this fast. Not Tyler, man, that's wild. For real, it feels like the whole empire's crumbling at once. But what do you think? Was Katt Williams right all along? Is this the final chapter for Shannon and Tyler? Or is there still more dirt to come? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs the tea.